Hey, everybody. I figured I would come on and say hello and be with you in the evenings time. But also may not be evening for you. Um, yeah. Anybody have questions about spirituality? But also, it's the first of the month, and it's a really interesting energy. I also have my soup here, which I'm going to try and eat, but I'm really not the best at multitasking. And I also wanted to share some changes on the page for everybody, but I do always love, let me put up the little doohickey. I do always love making myself available, available, available for spiritual Q&A. So for folks who are just tuning in, feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from and how life is going. July is another fast manifestation portal. Um, but there's also a retrograde going on like heavily within July. And so July, it's really important that folks protect their peace, protect their energy, and I'm going to be making a separate video about July. And then for the memberships group, I'm going to do a full monthly forecast for you. So if you're not a part of the memberships, I highly recommend it. I just made some tweaks to it. And on Thursday for Z School for the Gifted, we're going to I'm going to guide them through an astral protection meditation to make sure we can seal in your energy as you go through this retrograde. But again, new folks, let me know where you're tuning in from. Say hello. It's so great to always know who's here. And I know there's like a long delay. um, Hi, Zawadi. Olazi. I love it. There's a lot of us. I've been running into a lot of people speaking Spanish today. Um, and even my mom today, which was interesting. She doesn't always do that, but sometimes she does. But she was mostly speaking Spanish to my dog. I was like, you never, like, it's like once in a blue moon that she does that. Um, and then she was also going around calling her señorita. And I was like, what is happening? What kind of energy is this? Um, it's been very interesting. Zawadi, how are you? How are you doing this lovely beginning of July? Did any of you do your money practices? I talk about this all the time. And a reminder, the first of the month is always a great time to cleanse your space, blow cinnamon into your house. Any way that you can bless your house, it's the perfect day to do that. So let me know in the chat if any of you have done that or you plan to do it, depending on where you are. Zawadi, bro, it's super late for you actually, so I doubt you're going to do that tonight. But it's really important, and July has this really interesting energy of um the potential to create a lot of um a lot of great strides with your manifestation. That's what I kept hearing. A lot of great strides. Um, and we talk about manifestation a lot. And I want to remind everybody that um, your goal with your manifestation is to become the energy of what you are wanting to pull into your life. And so July is also here to help you do that. And so are the rest of the months, but it's a fast energy. And if anybody noticed, June went by like the blink of an eye. At least it did for me. Like, I don't even know. It was like, when you see those clocks and it just keeps going, 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 you're like, where did June go? I just looked. I swear it was June. Um, and now it's July. You said, I'm holding on tight, mommy. Yeah, definitely hold on tight. How are you? Thanks for asking. I'm great. I feel really, really good today. Actually, pretty calm and grounded. I just came from ballet and I love ballet so much. I just love performing, so it always puts me in a really good mood. And I poured myself a classy glass of orange juice. Um, and I just wanted to see how all of you are doing. If anybody had questions. And Zawadi, are you coming on Thursday? Hi Z, yes, June zoomed by so quickly, right? It was weird. Like I literally, I mean, but when you're focusing on quantum jumping and doing all of those things, I like you tend to forget sense of time because time doesn't really exist. And so I swear I like looked down and it was June 4th, and then I looked up and it was gone. I was like, what happened in between? um but sometimes that happens, especially if you're deep in meditation. Hazy, yes, June zoomed by quickly. Yeah, right. It's weird, but it was actually so fun. That's great to hear. Awesome ballet. Yeah, I freaking love ballet. You have like if I could prance around all day. There's also someone today doing jumps, and I was telling my mother about this. There was someone I don't know if you've ever seen like Will Ferrell when he does his little jump and like his little arm thing. There was someone leaping like that today. Uh but they were also making fun of themselves because they were like, I literally can't do this. They're like, I can't do this no matter how hard I try. And they were masculine, and we were just laughing the whole time. So it was a really fun class today. Um, Grand evening, amazing souls. Hi, Victoria. Do tell us in the chat how your coaching session and all that stuff went. I know you've been making strides in your business. Um, but again, this energy is like, it's if you are leaping, like Zawadi said, like hold on to your hats and just like stay focused. I was also getting a lot today of um what's it called? Uh-oh. I was also getting a lot today. Oxygen. I was taking deep breaths. Oh, I really hope it comes back. It was important, but I guess if it's not, then I don't need to talk about it. My daughter loves ballet too, actually. Dance, period. Me too. What kind of dance do they do? Also, how old are they again? I can't remember what you said before. What kind of dance? I love all dance. I was talking to the instructor today. Their name is Sally, and every time I hear it, I laugh and like want to sing Nightmare for Christmas. Um, but also she just has the best energy. Like she's very like thin and always has her button, has like a really high voice, and but she's so sweet. She's always like, stretch your legs, stretch up, up, up. And she's like smiling. She's like, okay, on to the next. Like, this is the funniest teacher I've ever met. What kind of dance? It was amazing. It gave me the passion I needed to move forward. I love that. Yay! Look at you manifesting it so quickly. Um, what are y'all's intentions for July? I want you to share them in the chat. You know, I'm big about setting intentions. It's a perfect day. If you have a journal, you should set an intention right now. Um, my journal actually ended. It was like the last page ended at the end of June, and then I just got a new journal and started writing in it today. What are your intentions for June? Um, I really wish I knew what I was going to say, but I just keep also seeing the tick like from comics and hearing the theme song. I don't know why. Um, I'm hearing a lot of random things lately from the collective, but sometimes it doesn't ever make sense. It could just be someone's energy and they're just doing something and it's very loud for me right now. Um, but let me know your intentions. I'm so curious. King Grizzly, do you have any intentions for July since since June went by so quickly? I really want to figure out what I was trying to say. I was picking up on a lot of this is why I shouldn't do lives too late at nighttime because I can't freaking remember. Anybody tap into my thoughts and remember? Um, but I will say with the retrograde, you can kind of think of it as comes because some folks are like you. you hear retrograde and you just think like, oh, I need to like not do certain things. It's like, yes, but do you actually understand how it works? Like if you think about it, like planet moving in this one direction, then all of a sudden they start moving in the other direction. And it kind of reminds me of like, at Universal Studios or like Six Flags during um like Halloween, like they'll reverse their rides. It's kind of like that. So you're moving forward in life, and then all of a sudden you you change directions, but you don't actually change your path in life, but you go on the same path just with a different perspective. And since you're technically heading through that phase again, even though you are moving forward, you're going to face energies that you have likely faced before if you didn't clean them up, right? If you didn't clean up your path. And so it's like the perfect opportunity for you to like boomerang it, boomerang it and get rid of them. Um, so I know a lot of folks have been experiencing being quite tested right now. And also I feel like if folks aren't really grounded this week, you might find that you're a little temperamental every once in a while. I feel like y'all are pretty fine. Like I don't really feel that from your energy, but you might have folks around you that are acting like that. She's gonna be 10 years on Monday. Constable, she loves most styles except tap and hip hop. That's so funny. I love hip hop and I love tap. But I barely have taken any tap whatsoever. But I like the idea of tap. Tappity tap. Finishing my book and trying to paint what's on my mind. Ooh, what's been on your mind? What have you painted? I actually just got my piece back from the framing people because I'm going to start selling my art, and I'm really excited about this. Look at this beautiful thing. It's an Italian frame. It's so amazing. I hope everybody is painting or expressing themselves. It's a good time to do it right now. You also don't want your energy too expansive during the retrograde because of the lower frequencies that tend to come out at the same time. So you have to protect your energies as well. Um, I will love to be present in school on Thursday, but no, Biggs. We'll see you the next time, Zawadi. We're so excited. We miss you every time you're not there. And you always have the best stories, I will say. Hello, you know what I mean? You always have the best stories. Um, what are you doing for your daughter's birthday? I know this is spiritual Q&A, but I'm just really curious. Hi, Angela. Hello, I've been thinking about painting. I've never done it before. Oh my goodness, you should totally do it. Now's like the perfect energy. If anybody is getting downloads and things like that, like follow through. Definitely follow through. There's probably something there. Either you're going to alchemize energy or you might go down a path of artistry. And it might lead you to someplace else because it's a really beautiful craft, but a lot of people don't do a lot with their hands. But it's a really common way to alchemize energy. But a lot of folks are always typing and doing that kind of stuff or at registers and it's a lot of energy to like take on in those settings. So you need to be able to push stuff through your hands. I think it would be so cool. What kind of painting? Like oil painting, watercolor? What sorts of things? What sorts of things? So why do you tell baby girl happy solar return cycle? Yay. It's painting of stepping into the unknown. Fun. I love that. Oh, I wish I could see it. I wish I could see it. I love art. I'm actually going to an art gallery um soon. I love them so much. Mixed media, fun. I love art. Send us all a photo, astral wise. My hands are vibrating as you said that. I type a lot at work. I'm thinking watercolors. Wow, yeah, see? Out like alchemize it. They're probably wanting to be like activated. Um Watercolor is so fun. I do watercolor. This is watercolor. Um I also do uh oil painting. I don't have oil paints right now, but I love both. Watercolor is just it's really, really fun. I don't feel like enough people do watercolor. Or if you do see it, it's become kind of like mainstream and like all the same style. Like, oh, like look at these flowers on this notebook. They look like watercolor. Like I feel like that's the only thing people like that's the only way people recognize watercolor anymore. I'm like, dang, go to the museum. Thank you. Have an amazing safe travels all. I love that. Wow, it's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I love, love, love art. I highly recommend it. You should tomorrow get you some. Wait, do you already have watercolor before I say it? Um, Nessa, is it Nessa? What are you manifesting in your life? I feel like there's something to be uncovered there. I was asking folks earlier in their call, what their intention is for July. So anybody who's just tuning in, you're welcome to share. Thank you so much. I'll get some tomorrow. Yay! Yeah. Yeah, it's so healing. I keep my like one of my brushes on my desk to like remind myself to always watercolor because it's also so freeing. Um, and I also feel like depending on the artist, well, did you ever take art classes at all? I'm curious. She'll be going to New York. We're supposed to go to the trampoline park. What? That's so fun. Oh, you just have the best life. I'm excited. Sounds like it's gonna be such a fun birthday. My hands intuitively move with light expression. Wow, I love that. I want to write a song or multiple songs and sing them. What's stopping you? What's stopping you from doing it? Do it right now. Start writing. I'm manifesting feeling at peace and safe wherever I go and to have fun. I love that. Feeling peace and safe wherever you go. That's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing. And I was talking to someone that I was coaching about that because they had noticed that they were living in peace and they felt safe. Well, obviously there's going to be situations in life where you may physically not feel safe, but they felt safe. Like they were sitting so nicely in their seat of observance of life that they could enjoy the peace of just observing and actually receiving life versus like consistently putting yourself into it and feeling like you're trapped in it or like you have to navigate like all these things instead of surrendering and being in flow. So I love that manifesting feeling at peace and safe wherever you go and to have fun. What kind of fun? Tell me about fun. I am such a fun queen. I love it so, so, so much. I love anybody who loves to have fun. I'm like very like spur of the moment. I mean, I can be scheduled for sure. But I tend to do a lot of activities by myself because like, I don't have the energy sometimes to, like, text people and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this," because likely they're gonna be like, "No," because they don't have the same type of energy all the time, where I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna go roller skating right now." Like, right this minute. Or I'm gonna go, like, check out those horses right now. It's like, I'm gonna see what this jump house is all about or the science museum. Like I just get really curious about life. So tell me how you like to have fun. I've never taken an art class. Cool. That's even better. You don't even need art classes, to be honest. When I went through art classes, I was so miserable. I was so miserable because it like defeated the purpose, in my opinion, of being an artist. Because I was like, artistry is about freedom of expression, and you're telling me to follow the rules within my like your expression, and then you're gonna just oppressively rate me on my artistry when it's an art class. So I like never fully understood it. Like There was one teacher I loved, and I always thought it was amazing because obviously you could practice drawing things, but they never judged you on what we would draw, and it just was way more fun because it was like, okay, just draw whatever however you interpret them, and it's like not everybody's the same artist, like whatsoever. And I feel like it also kind of teaches everybody to copy one another. Um, like like you can't really see what an artist can do unless you just kind of go out there and let them express themselves. We have a tendency to like put people on these tracks of like trying to replicate things when it's like you don't need to know about pointillism or know how to do it. Like you can learn about it in art history, but you don't need to know how to do it in order to make art. Like it's always been like I've always been that one and just always fighting teachers in the art space. So I feel like it's even better. I can't wait to see your art because I haven't. I feel like it's probably going to be awesome. Awesome. You're right. Nothing to do but to do it. Exactly. Yeah. That's it. The seat of observance. Yeah. Just sit back and just enjoy life. Like literally just enjoy life. I mentioned this on one of the other lives where I had decided, like, I kept getting these messages about going to this one coffee shop, and I just decided to do it. And I took me on this whole adventure, but I just was available to life. I was like, how often do we go outside and say, I'm just going to be available to life? I'm not going to be available to my phone. I'm not going to be available to stress. I'm not going to be available to care. I'm going to be available to life and fun things. And I got like a very delicious drink and I sat at the table outside and I just like zoned out and just was like, hello, life. And I sat there for like an hour and then got up. Like it was just like I was like, how often do people do that? Um, and I was thinking like, some people like in my family, they like TV and stuff like that. There's no qualms against that. But I've never been like I've liked TV, but I realized the more that I enjoy life, I've never really actually liked TV. So I don't watch TV very often, like maybe once every couple of months. And even when I try to play a video game, I like put it in and then I like turn it on and then I'm like overstimulated and then I turn it back off. I'm like, "Eh, it's too much." I have a camera, I never use it, but I feel like I need to learn it. Yeah, definitely do it. Oh, I love photography. I love it so much. I was just about to go to a vintage store. Just go plop around doing things. That's how I learned my camera. And ask spirit to help you. Like when I didn't know what to do with my camera, I prayed. I was like, "Dear spirit, can you please send me the best teacher?" And it was like they're like, "Oh, like yeah, let's just take pictures together." And I was at one of my pop-ups and they were tabled next to me and they were a photographer. And I was like, "This is awesome. Can you teach me because I'm like, why does this fall off all the time?" You know? You have the best life. I feel like I get so bogged down by the details that I talk about myself out of doing whatever comes to mind. I miss doing just going and doing whatever comes to mind. Yeah, just do it. I call them intuitive walks. I have my clients do it all the time. Like just go explore without any sort of agenda. And it's like you do have to be in like a meditative state sometimes. So like the more meditation you do and the more calm you are, the easier it becomes to just like intuitively explore life. Because like you said, like it's harder because you start overthinking and you can't be guided. I always recommend folks do it like a couple times a week or just I do it every day. I don't do it to the same extent, but I always make time for it throughout the day of just exploring. And it's like I like even down to like my GPS because my guides, my ancestors are always changing my tech all the time. So it's like, maybe some folks would be like, "Oh, I missed the turn," or like, "I was supposed to go here," and like all these things. But when you let go, it's like I'll get there when I'm supposed to get there, and it just is what it is. But I like try and set time into my schedule, but I also don't hang out with people who can't do the same thing. And if I do hang out with them, I just know that they don't do the same thing. And I kind of have to go with the flow, but they are also like very respectful of the fact that like I don't live that way. Like I don't live that way because I'm guided to not live that way. And I'm a spiritual teacher, and so I live within the spiritual realm, and I don't live inside the rigid world most of the time. But it's like do little things like here and there, spend an hour outside on a walk and just see where it leads you. Or, have a weekend where you're just, I'm gonna do whatever my body feels like. I'm not like, I do that. Like, I'm not gonna set my alarm. I'm just gonna see what my body does, right? I'm gonna see where my energy goes. And sometimes I come home like all riled up and excited because those are like the best days because I'm like, well, I just followed my intuition. I'm like, do you know how many people I just met? And I also donated money to this thing. Like, it's just like you get so filled with life that you can't help but be happy. Um, and like, I mean, you should have structure because every once in a while you need structure. And I have a business, so sometimes I need structure, but it's like you gotta honor those parts of you. But yeah, I like I don't know if you hang out with other people who are kind of rigid, or not doing the same thing, but you could always spend time with folks who are in that energy and see how it goes. Because I do feel like there's some folks who can be a little reckless with it, and then there's folks who are just super rigid, right? Like you kind of have to find that good sweet spot. It's like not being too far into the spiritual realm and still being rooted, but being rooted and also being able to have fun. Like that's your divine balance. Like that's your balanced masculine and feminine energy, gender aside. I felt like my drawings wouldn't get any play because it's not anime, but now I don't care. Go for it. Yes. I freaking love anime. I love anime. Wait, wouldn't get any play because it's not anime. Where is this anime comment coming from? Did I miss something? No, but I don't care. Wouldn't get any play because it's not anime. Do you make anime? I'm trying to piece together that statement. You guys are inspiring me. Yay! Yes, I'm so glad you're inspired. Me too, Nessa. One, two, three, four. And I'm in. I love that. Hearts on Fire. I love that name, by the way. Hi, it's so great to see you. Waving. Oh my goodness. Lipstick time and heels crown. I love it. I love that whole vibe. The whole vibe. I did long wandering walks during lockdown, and I just walk until I was ready to go home and go by the river and a small island in the park nearby and then back home. Yeah. Isn't it so nice because you spend most of your day within your mind factory that's trying to prevent you from basically dying. And so a lot of things are controlled. So many things are controlled. Your work, people, like everything around you. You have to be able to spend time letting go, or else you're going to have the biggest stick up your butt. Like it's every time I see people who are incapable of going with the flow, I'm like, you are so stressed out. You don't even know. I'm like, you have no idea. You can be structured and do the things you want to do while also going with the flow. Like, there's like this line of fear that they like don't want to cross because they're controlling. Like that's what it comes from. It comes from fear and it comes from being controlled and like fear of doing something that entails freedom. And so people will literally clench their fists because they want it to be predictable, but like the predictability that they're actually wanting like is because they want to feed their anxiety. Like it's all their mind is just freaking out and they don't know how to address it. Like they literally don't know how to feel good within like being in flow and realizing that like that's the natural state of also life. Like to move forward, to move forward. And it's also the flow of the universe. So where there's a beginning, there's also an end. It doesn't really matter what you kind of do in between. So why try and control everything? It's people only do that because they're anxious. They literally only do that because they're anxious. And I've talked to my friends quite a bit of time like that. And they're like, "How do you do this?" And I'm like, "Well, I sit down and I address my anxiety and I address like how I grew up in a household that feared change. And so like I started to fear change and then I got really rigid and all these things and it's like you can have all these excuses about you having a rigid ass schedule, or you can just say that you're really anxious and you like predictability and you're probably traumatized. Right? Like there's so many things. Um That's so cool. I'm going to try long walks with no agenda. Yeah, do it. It's so much fun. And then come back and tell us all how it went. Tell us all how it went. Um, it's so freeing. Yes, it's so freeing. You have no idea. Like, it always bogs my mind too when, like, I hear people talking about spirituality, but they don't do things like this. Like, I'm like, how spiritually tapped in are you if you don't know how to release your mind and anxiety? And you're actually quite controlling. Are you as spiritual as you think? Right? Like, I also think there is a lot of misconception. Like, I feel like, you know, even how folks would call people who are more like into spirituality, like hippie and all of these things, it's like people like to categorize stuff, but um in order to come up with amazing ideas, like as artists and like inventors and that kind of energy, they're not run of the mill people. But then there's like there could be the folks who like invest in the people who are the inventors, right? Like maybe have to stay rigid. I don't know. But then there's like the inventor types and the artists who it's like if we try and do that, no, our identity literally falls out our butts. Like it's like the worst feeling ever. But it's good for people. Get out of the system. Why are you always in the system? Get out of the system, man. Um, Salutations, beautiful beings. It's dopeness to experience this live video cast. Oh, yay! Gratitude Z for sharing yourself and your gifts. Happy to. So happy to. Thanks for the amazing compliment. And folks who are just tuning in, feel free to share your intention for July or drop any questions. This is live Q&A. So if you have questions or want advice, now is the time to ask. During the day, I have to run away outside and sit on the grass or hop on my bike to get away from the inside house and what I have to do inside. It feels like so much time for real, for real. Yeah, you just gotta go, right? You can't sit inside all day. We're not meant to be inside. We're never meant to be inside. We did that to ourselves. We completely did that to ourselves. When we go inside, it's like, sure, we can sleep, but even people sleep outside. So we're not meant to be inside. 144 over here. I love it. I get nervous when I walk into someone's house and I don't see any nature like plants or anything like that. Me too. I wouldn't say I get nervous. I get suspicious. But I feel like I'm always suspicious of people's energy. But well, it's because like you should have plants inside of your house. Okay. You should have plants inside of your house. You shouldn't have plants inside of your bedroom. um Plants can also carry karma. And so when you're on like deep spiritual journeys, you don't want plants in your bedroom, but you can have them throughout your house. Um, but yeah, when people don't have plants, it weirds me out too. Because I'm like, how connected are you to nature and balance and all that kind of stuff? We're meant to be one with nature and it just I feel you. I don't get nervous, but I do question. And still I go back to people's baseboards. Why are your baseboards dirty? Clean your baseboards. I will. Thank you for being here on this call. I love that. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Being in your intuition and just integrating it, like, and being free. Like, I feel like this is what this conversation is like. How can you be more free within your life? And everybody, feel free to write it in your chat, like, or in the chat, like, why do you Or no, what area of your life do you feel like you can be more free? Like obviously for Nessa, right? Like Nessa's gonna add in, I'm assuming that's your name. Going to add in, the intuitive walks, but like where do you feel like in your life you could be more free? Um, I try and think about that all the time. I actually had this journal. It's a gratitude journal, and after 30 days, you do like this chart and you kind of color it in. And I love it because it always like I focus on a few things at a time. Like I don't just do all my entire life at one time. Um, but it keeps you in touch with like where you're not as free. Like I love visuals. Like I had like hyper focus on my career so that I could get it all straightened out. And then it was like the arts and things like that. And then like balancing those together. And then, moving to like friendships and then balancing all those together. And then like romantic relationships, fighting it. No, just kidding. Balancing it all together. Um, but like where in your life do you feel like you could be more free? Learn something new every day. I love that. Yeah, it's always fun to learn, right? I love learning. Dang, I better get to cleaning my baseboards and bring my plants inside. Angela, we're wondering what's going on. I am surrounded by so much nature. I just go outside. That makes a lot of sense. That makes sense too. Don't worry, we won't point fingers at you, but you outed yourself. You outed yourself. Um, it's good to have plants inside too. Good for the air in general. Good energy. It like also just make your inside feel more like the outside. But I will say, if you are the type of person that is a homebody and you have plants inside and you trick yourself into thinking that you're outside because you have plants inside, then maybe not put so many plants so it forces you to go outside. Right? There's a trick for everything. There's literally a trick for everything. I don't know what it is about baseboards. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you can really tell how clean someone is if you look at their baseboards. It's like a secret, you know? I'm like, do you clean your house? Oh, I'm gonna look at your baseboards. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be right back. No, I'm just kidding. Halfway. But I will check on the way to the bathroom. I will check. No, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. But I clean my baseboards. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't make enemy. I don't hate it, but it's just not my art style. I see. I was in my head about posting my art for years. But now I don't care what people think. And yeah, good. Yeah, never care. Art is like it's beautiful in all stages and no matter who expresses it. That's why I never understood art class. Like unless you're like doing digital design, you like have to teach me like how to fucking click the buttons and like Adobe, I get that. I did that. But like if I don't have to do that, then get out of my way and you do what you do, right? King Grizzly, like you just go have fun. I do love anime though. I used to draw anime and I haven't in a while. That's my name. Okay. Vanessa, I've been hyper focused on career stability. Yeah, me too lately. But sometimes it's necessary, especially if you have the time and the like energy and the means to do it. I always recommend doing it because um it makes it so much easier for you to be able to enjoy your crafts and like go on the intuitive stuff when you can get your shit together, right? Your actual life and like feed yourself and then like piece in all the things. And also it depends on what you're manifesting. Like it's fast manifestation portals right now. So the more you put in the work for things that you are wanting to grow exponentially this summer, exponential growth, um, you're gonna see your rewards, right? And so I take it super seriously where I will put in the extra work and I will get hyper focused. Anybody who annoys me, I'm just not I just cut them. I did a whole nother cutting. Like I cut them out of my life. Again, because I'm like, no, like I work for the I work for the universal energies and I've got I've got things to do and you just bug me, right? So it's like do what you need to do to maintain your peace right now because it's not only going to help you, but it's also going to help your manifestations, which many of you are outwardly facing or want to help more people. And so, in order to do that, you need to have peace to bring these creations out into fruition. And also the cobwebs in the corner for me. Yeah, oh my gosh, me and a cobweb. Although I love spiders because they're so ancestral, right? I'm checking if I don't have any. I'm always looking for cobwebs. I'm always looking. I'm like, clean up. I'm like, excuse me, little Spidey, I'm gonna have to put you over here. Pardon me. Darn it, I gotta clean the baseboards. Yeah, I see everybody. If I went around all your houses, I would have been like, I'm just kidding. I should do spiritual walks through people's houses. I clean the bathroom ones more than the rest. That makes sense. It's the bathroom. Um, yeah, I always check. I always check. It's a secret weapon. My house could use a good cleaning. Clean your house, everybody. It's good energy. It's good energy when you clean your house. If you're not cleaning your house or paying attention to those things, how we do one thing is how we do everything. I'm a tree hugger. I have such a relationship with nature and fairies. Me too. And just all of the things. So not seeing my little plant bunnies or any kind of life inside our house is suspicious. Yeah, I totally get that. I totally feel that. I was just saying how like and maybe it's true for you, um, where like the state of my plants reflect my state of mind because you're one with nature, but also like, if my plants start to look droopy, I'm like, "Uh-oh, I've been anxious or depressed." Like, I get really concerned. Um, I don't know if it's true for you, but I feel like that happens to me. My house Oh, yeah, I clicked that one. I feel like I can find more freedom in embracing this new elevation, and that feels so awkward at time, though very promising. And I also appreciate you sharing where you could use more freedom because you're the only one in the chat who did that. Um, embracing this new elevation. Yeah. Um, though very promising. That's really cool. What are you finding that feels most awkward about this elevation that you're like trying to embrace? I feel like I feel like for me it's time freedom, time freedom. And also this like releasing like an old mindset of, Rome wasn't built in a day and just enjoying every moment and having as much fun as possible. Like, I feel like this elevation for the collective is like, are you willing to have fun now? Are you willing to choose yourself, right? Are you willing to do things differently this time? And not think like, oh, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop and like that kind of stuff, right? Um, freedom of time and space. F. Just kidding. Is there another word? I love that. Freedom of time and space. Yeah. Um, to trust people again. Yeah, that's totally fair. I love both of those, freedom of time and space and trust people again. Hmm. I'm feeling the vibes on that. Especially, like trusting people again is such a journey. Especially when you've been healing a lot. And when you go on your spiritual journey, you start to realize what you were subjecting yourself to, right? Because we're not doing the victim thing. And obviously, there are moments in your life where people have abused you literally and you have been the victim. But then a majority of people's lives is also allowing that energy in. And so learning to trust people again is a big one. That has always been tricky for me. And I realized also um that there were crucial moments in my life when I did try and trust people and then they weaponized that against me. And so then I couldn't tell if I was being gaslit or not. Um and so it always made it a little bit harder for me to understand Because, confiding in someone, like, I had this happen a few times. I was like, "Oh, look at this lovely pattern." Confiding in someone and, like, letting them know, like, "Oh, yeah, it's not always easy for me to trust because of my abuse that has happened to my body, and, like, learning to love myself, and, like, being silenced in my family, and all these things." And, like, being an intersectional femme, and like learning how to liberate yourself and make your own space and autonomy and empowerment. And then if we got into a conflict, it was like, that would be used against me, right? Like, you just don't know how to trust people. And then that's where the discernment would come in, because I'm like, wait a minute, should I trust you? Like, now I'm like, no, I'm not sure if I should trust you, because we're not actually having a conversation. You're just saying that there's an issue because I don't trust you. But I thought we were having a conversation, right? So then you're like learning how to navigate that, or like be like, am I being gaslit right now? Um, Freedom from others' expectations and emotions. I'm finally free to live my life on my own terms. I love that. Yeah, no one else's expectations and emotions. Bleh. We don't like it. We don't like it. Be free. Be free. We kind of hinted at that when we were talking about manifesting love and things like that, and not fitting into other people's boxes. Like, there's that they a lot of manifestation coaches say, like, obviously, which will work, right? Because in order to manifest what you are wanting, you have to become that energy. So if you are wanting a specific person in your life, then you have to also become the attributes that they would want in their life. But then where's the line, right? Like, you have to really ask yourself, is me turning into what they are wanting actually what I want, right? Because I feel like people are so quick to want to shift and morph into something else when you're not always being honest about what it is you actually want. And are you actually okay with manifesting someone who loves you as you are right now? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about it? I'm working on expanding myself on all levels. Art is the way to open up. Art is a way to open up to the world and bear your essence, spirit, soul, heart, etc. Inspiration is truly beautiful and more. Oh, and like, I can't even read this because I'm so excited. Beautiful in most forms. It's so true. It's so true. I love art. My glasses hurt my ear. Um, it's so expansive because art is so free that you can just like let your energy go. Let your energy go. That's why kids should always stay in art. Adults need to stay in art, but like, let kids have art, please. Learning to trust again. Here. Yeah. It's not easy. And I will say that, like, honestly, experiencing as much body trauma and sexual trauma as I have, it's not like years, years. And even now, because it's like PTSD, it's like learning to trust someone is something you have to go slow with. You have to go slow with, and you have to feel safe with someone. And for a while, like, I was the type of like, if I get any inkling that I can't trust you, I'm out. I'm like so out because uh like, there's that phase of like, okay, I'm gonna like learn to trust this person, but like, I really gotta make it through the journey of of learning. The lights are starting to go out. But am I willing to wait and find out? Like, you have to go through the journey to figure out your boundaries of what you're okay with, and is this person actually interested in learning about me and what helps me feel safe, just like I am interested in learning about what makes them feel safe, so we don't freaking trigger each other all the time when we can actually build trust. Or should I just pack my bags and get out of here and like live on a mountaintop and just talk to God? Right? Like, it's like, there's so many conflicting thoughts. And then before you know it, you're like, how did I get to this mountaintop when I said I wanted to be over there? Right. Yes, the gaslighting. It happens. Yeah, 10,000%. And again, like reflecting on like why it keeps manifesting, right? Why it keeps manifesting into people's lives. Yes. Trust divine self and the rest will follow, aka flow 10,000%. So true. I've been a hermit for so long now, going within and such that I'm finding it awkward to be visible and communicate with others again. Yeah, which is so weird for me because I was pretty extroverted before. It happens. It's just a skill, you know? Um, and that happens. I see people feel that way too in Z School for the Gifted. If none of you have been there, I definitely invite you to come. It's every Thursday, and it's like a good way for you to get back into communicating with the community, and then transitioning into being outside because most of the people who come into that group or work with me one-on-one, they're in the state of their spiritual awakening where they're trying to get back out in the world, but they like have a little bit of healing to do. And so introducing yourself to like virtual an online group where you can do all of that. Because it's a spiritual class and I always guide something like we're doing astral protection and meditation this week. Um, it's great because you get to know everybody without the pressure of having to be there physically, which some people do end up hanging out. And then it gives you the courage to get back out in the word in the I just saw that word, so I said it, world again, but it makes a lot of sense. Sometimes that happens to me. If I'm like deep in my spirituality and I'm just talking energetically, like my verbal skills, it's like, "Oh, honey, I don't know how to spell my name." No, just kidding. Um, but it definitely can happen, and like spiritual journeys because you have to hermit. And so knowing how to help yourself out of that for the next one is important. So having a community is always useful so you don't lose your social skills, but also many people in the group are like artists and healers and activists. And so it's essential that they know how to communicate with other people and go out in the community. And you're not meant to be by yourself. Like you're not meant to be on this journey alone. You're meant to receive love and be in a group and all those fun things, but it can get really awkward. I mean, I don't write about my encounters with like friendships and things like that because it's not the same, but I definitely have awkward encounters when it comes to love because I just get really like um like if my gifts are really open that day, I will get really awkward within a conversation because I can massively see everything about the person all at one time to the point where then my verbal skills don't work. And so then I'm like, "Oops, I'm trying to be interested, but I'm like, screaming on the inside. What is your family doing?" But you can't always say those things. I mean, you could, but like time and a place, you know what I mean? So I get that. I get that. Like, and when you're gifted, it's just a whole different world. That's why it's great. You can hang out with people who are just like you and we can all be awkward together. We're mountaineering goal. Um, yeah, it's healing. Healing is a thing, you know? It's such a thing. But it's important to also feel comfortable, like being yourself. Um, and realizing too that in different stages of your life, you're going to be introverted, and in different stages of your life, um, you're going to be, whoops, whoops, you're going to be extroverted. Uh, yeah. Like I feel like it just comes and goes depending on what you are needing. And the people in your community who love you are going to respect that. I found that time and time again. And we'll learn those lessons over and over again until we get it. Like if I tell my friends like, "Hey, I'm gonna be focusing on my business for a minute." Like I think I told some people like over a year. Um that like I just needed to focus and so I would do my best to be present in their life, but I needed to do what I needed to do. They were totally fine with that. Like, let us know if you need anything. So you're saying that I should communicate with actual living people, or can I just rap with my ancestors and still receive the same beneficial energy? I mean, you need to talk to people. You need to be talking to people. Everybody in this chat needs to be talking to human beings. All of you, not just 2% of you. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Coming from a background where there was a lot of trauma, I just see now that I still have old genetic imprints and I'm working on currently to shut off. Yeah, this ascension is definitely a process. 10,000%. 10,000%. And trauma, totally genetic too. And we're being tasked with healing that from the ancestors, from our guides. Like, it's a very deep healing process right now. The entire collective is doing it so that we can actually break cycles and not just pour them into the next generation. Like, we can't elevate unless we do what we need to do, and reflect on a very, very, very deep level and stop living in our ego. People don't realize how much they are in their ego 24/7. 24/7. Like, it's hard for people to go on an intuitive walk, right? That's that's the ego, because the ego is in front. It's hard for people to be in flow every once in a while because the ego is there trying to control everything. Um, but so many people, right? Like, this is why we all get together. This is what I'm talking about, as a community, virtual, right? So you can talk about these things and you all can meet each other and I can meet you and we can progress together and say, okay, you there, hearts on fire, you're gonna get outside. You're gonna get outside. Nessa's going on intuitive walks. Like, King Grizzly is doing their art, right? Like, this is why we do this as a community. We get together and we're like, rah, 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 shush, blah, 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 let's talk about this. And we go back out into the world. And we go have fun. Ancestors are more fun. They, it depends. It depends. I mean, you meet other ancestors when you meet other people. That's the next stage of spiritual awakening. The ancestors are everywhere. They're in people. So you can't sit here and tell me that you just hanging out with the ancestors are just the only ancestors you can meet, because everybody is an embodiment of their ancestors. So, case fired. Everybody's an embodiment of their ancestors. If you have, that's a case for you to get outside. If you have fun with your ancestors, then you go outside and meet more people, because everybody is an embodiment of their ancestors. Booyah. Go outside. No one's getting out of it. I learned the people who weren't for me and didn't understand the need for my hermit modes weren't the people I needed around anyway. Yeah. Yeah. And you always know, like, if they don't respect your hermit mode, they're not the ones. If they don't ask you how you're doing, they're not the ones. We just keep it simple. Someone uh recently kept texting me random things and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here and watch how many things they're gonna say until they actually say how I'm doing. They didn't. Just went delete, block, bye. No. No, I'm not doing that. It's attracting the appropriate humans to have dialogues with. Yeah, you are, the people you meet are a reflection of who you are. So when your energy is there, they will come into your life. 10,000% Kate. Zawadi. Yeah, it's about attracting the people. Yeah, yeah, 10,000%. I think it's easier to communicate with people when you start to meet your people, the quirky, weird, secure. Oh, 10,000%. Once everybody is vulnerable and being their authentic self, then those people are reflected back to you. Um, it's easier with to people with them. Yeah. Yeah, 10,000%. It's authenticity sees authenticity, but inauthenticity meets inauthenticity. Meaning aside from Z school. Yes, Zawadi. I found out my community have been working against me in the spirit, so I until move from here, hard to meet people out there. Yeah, I mean, we just move on. We don't, anybody who has tried to work against you, you just move on and you keep going. The more we, focus on how difficult things are, that's what you manifest, so, sit with those emotions and heal it as much as you can. If it's difficult, it means there's something in you that needs to be addressed. Word, Zio, beginning of time soon. Yes, I want to know all about it. I want all of you outside. I've learned to find community online first and start meeting people at work in community that aligned. Yeah, the people who don't ask who you are not your people. Yeah, or how you are. Yeah, they're not. Um, whatsoever. My friends and I, my close knit to my heart friends, we always ask each other how we're doing because we care. We care. We genuinely care about each other as individuals. Um, and it's the same thing with like business, and it's the same thing with me being here with you. I want to genuinely know how you are doing and how I can assist you because I care about you. I'm not just gonna have a YouTube channel to make videos because what the hell is that about? Right? It's like I care about you. So continue to be around people who want to know and hear from you and ask you questions. If they are engaging with you, don't push it away. Don't push it away. I'm so inspired by this conversation because I felt this way for so long. I'm extroverted, but people lately get on my nerves, so I can't wait to get home away from them. Yeah, it happens, right? Um, and with retrograde and all that stuff, it's all just a good opportunity to reestablish yourself in your life. How can I do better? How can you do better? How can you be more clear about your boundaries so that you don't get irritated? Right? Why am I getting irritated? I should not be getting irritated. If I'm getting to the point of irritation with people, I missed everything before that. I missed everything before that. My body probably gave me cues. My intuition probably gave me cues. I probably questioned it, didn't pay attention, didn't care about it. And now it's so deep that I feel a negative emotion. Like I missed all of the steps. I missed everything. Because people tend to think like action happens, I'm irritated. Nah, son. The action happens, you perceive it, you receive it, you emotionally take it in, your brain tries to understand what's happening and then decide some sort of solution, which could be a reaction. So it's like there's all these things that happen before you get irritated, but because sometimes your head is too far up your butt, like we can't always see those things. So it's like, okay, well, I'm feeling irritated. I need to backtrack immediately. Immediately. Yes. How not who? Sorry. What? Hearts. I missed something. Um, I don't know. But yeah, I'm really happy that you all are getting to know each other. And I would love to have you at Z School for the Gifted on Thursday if you want to join in the group meditation and the healing. We do a lot of healing work in there, and it's just a beautiful community to see folks time and time again, and they laugh and they cry, and then they do it as a group. We do it as a group, and I guide you. I tap into your energy. I share messages, and I'm excited. Actually, I'm so excited for this next session because I love doing meditations. If you haven't checked out my free meditation on Insight Timer, I highly recommend it. It's in my link tree. Going to Z School for the Gifted. The link is in the link tree. Yeah. Thursday nights. It's Thursday nights. You're welcome to join at any time. Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific. Um, and we're gonna end this class with an astral protection, as I mentioned, to protect people's energy during retrograde. Um, and I'm just going to guide them all the way through. And it's also going to be for deep sleep so they can just kind of drift off, folks can kind of drift off afterwards. But it's always, always fun. And I recommend folks bringing a notebook or like a Grimm or Ancestor book so you can take notes and start adding information to it. Because I talk about a lot of things in there, answer a lot of questions. I apologize for the random question, but if when I have to tell a lie on a resume for a job, then the job is not for you. Yeah. What is the lie? What is the lie? Anytime we have to question it, we should probably look in a little bit deeper. But also, I mean, ethics can be a whole different thing when it comes to Black people in a system of oppression. So, what is the question? Or what is that you have to hide? If you feel comfortable talking about it, I met check it out this week. Yeah, you definitely should come say hi. Everyone's so sweet and they're hilarious. And everyone's gifts are so different. But our conversations are the funniest thing, and I love it so much. And it's over Zoom, so we can actually all meet each other. Everyone introduces themselves. Like, you're welcome to come in your PJs and chill. Last time someone was like making food at the same time. Like, it's a very relaxed environment. It's not stuffy. Sometimes I'll catch a person's channel or group for years, but before I even say anything, because I like to see consistency and just how the energies are flowing on a regular basis. Yeah, I mean, it's completely up to you if you want to, watch from the sidelines. I definitely feel where you're coming from, Z. And as have you tried meditating? It's helping me because I'm an extrovert as well, but now I'm more in reconfiguration mode. Yeah, it definitely it definitely helps. But nothing like practice. Practice will always make perfect. Really just getting out there and getting comfortable with those emotions. Because at some point you have to recondition your energy and your mind to realize that you don't die if you go talk to someone. And the only way you're gonna feel better with talking to someone is to talk to someone. You have to do the skill. You have to master the skill. Meditation and things will only take you so far until you practice, right? It's like trying to train for a race because I'm a runner and then never actually signing up for a race. It's like, how long are you going to keep training until you just get out there and do the race and figure out what you can do and learn, right? Like, you always learn when you're in the race. Oh, should I try that? No, maybe I won't do that next time, or maybe I'll ask more questions, or X, Y, and Z, or I was really anxious. I should probably go relax, right? But you have to do the skill. You have to do the skill in order to get comfortable with it. I'll see you there. Yay! Oh, about experience. I see what you're saying. You're the one person I can say has a very beautiful soul. You give me fairy vibes. Oh, you're so sweet. And you're very consistent in that energy. This is the energy that shall lead this new era. Oh, that is the best compliment of my whole life. I'm so excited. I love fairies. I am a fairy. Um, yeah, it's like I totally get that. I've had those moments too where I've, been on social media and it's like I really, really enjoyed this person and then um you could tell, you know, and I'm like not perfect whatsoever, but I consciously work on not affecting others and letting go. Like, I can't hold on. Why would I hold on to those negative emotions? I can't help people and I can't help myself if I'm vibrating at a low frequency. And I genuinely love life. Like, I genuinely love life. I love having fun. And so I want to be in that energy, which is why I have this channel to tell people, do you know how much fun life is? Like, do you know how much fun life is? That's why I create all these random videos of me just doing random stuff, because it's like we're all normal. We're all normal, but we have to like show each other that we're normal and go laugh at ourselves all the freaking time. Like, stop being so rigid. Just let go. Bippity boppity boo. Right? Um, I'm am there right now, Angela. 10,000% we are royalty 101, the best vibes ever. Word, that's true. Gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude. Nothing should feel like you gotta force it. Yeah. Yeah. If you feel like you have to go into that box, don't do it. If you're not, as I say, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Right? Like, that's how you should be making decisions. 10,000% all the time. All the time. That's why I change my business from time to time, because I'm like, I don't enjoy this aspect. I'm like, there has to be another way to do this. Oh, which I forgot to tell everybody. So I tweaked the memberships group. So now there's going to be a monthly forecast and things like that. And there's emojis, like specific fairy medicine woman emojis that I had the most fun creating. But also what's new for Z School for the Gifted is there's going to be a special chat now that folks can be in and communicate with each other because you all love talking to each other. And so I figured I would just have a chat and just remind you when things are happening and, that kind of stuff. So you'll have access to that as well. Anyone's welcome to join it. If you go to Z School for the Gifted, then you get access to it. I've tried meditation, but not consistently. I gotta go to bed. I'll see you on Thursday. Yay! Yes, head to bed. Head to bed. We should all head to bed. I should get going. It's 11. I need to go to bed. That's a great reminder, Nessa. Thanks for telling us. The lie is about having experience. Yeah. Sometimes with jobs, and I used to coach on folks landing jobs and resumes and things like that. A lot of companies are trying to hire the people, like the way they describe the role is basically someone who already works there and they don't give any sort of leeway for a learning curve. Look at you both. You both put two, two, two at the same time. Um, they don't leave any leeway for learning, right? Like it's also our job as employers that if we're going to be hiring on people that we also give them the grace to learn the systems depending on the role, but like there is a learning curve. Um so I mean, I wouldn't lie, but you can still apply with the information that you have because sometimes, because I used to write job descriptions too, sometimes the shit they put on there is so old, they're never even looking at it. They're never looking at it. And usually it's from some high up schmuckety schmuck who thinks that's what the role is. And then HR is just implementing it because they're the like scouts and the folks who are filtering people, but they have no fucking clue like what actually goes on day to day. Like the whole system is just stupid. That's what I say. Um, and I used to like fight departments over that. I'm like, you bring me another, like, give me job description. Like, give it to me now. And you just send them straight here. No more you talking. Um, so yeah, but I would just apply with your honesty because you never know what might happen. And sometimes resumes and things like that go straight to the hiring manager and like HR kind of bypasses it. They just sometimes look at it. That's what I would try and do sometimes because I was like, why would I let you filter a job that you know nothing about? No, no, I would probably miss out on so many people. Um, so I don't know if that answers your question, Zawadi, but I would 10,000% not go towards the lying part and just show your authenticity. Because also, like a lot of skills that people have translate to other roles 10,000%. It's like our system is just dumb because it's like on paper, it may say that this person does X, Y, and Z, but those interpersonal skills are invaluable if they were to make it to management. And imagine we need a manager, and if I just do my job and help them, their interpersonal skills, because they did X, Y, and Z, they're gonna be a spitfire over here. And I want that person out of here because that was a mistake by someone who came before me. Right? So it's like you just trust in your skills and just see what happens. I would just go and see what happens. And if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. But don't ever feel like you have to change your skills or lie, right? I think as star seeds are just over slow dancing, we're just over it. Some of us come from eclectic. Welcome to the Revolution was so fast, it was quick and it was intelligent. Yeah. I mean it's easy to be over it, but like, we just live our life. We keep loving and we keep helping people. 10,000%. But I completely agree. We just there's so much in the world that needs to be changed and there's so many people that need help. We don't need to give any more attention to being over the low energies because it doesn't matter. They exist either way, they have to because of balance. So we can either turn our attention and acknowledge it, or we can just not acknowledge it for now. But obviously, if there's things in the world, because I'm an activist, low energy frequency as an injustice, we can't ignore that. But like, yeah, like we just keep going. Whenever I start to feel low density energies, like I go into banish mode in the spiritual realm so I can just release and keep going. I'm brightening more and more in my electricity and love in slow motion. I love that. Oh, love in slow motion. That's why I asked because, yeah. God is clearing the way for us, so we just gotta trust in the plan 10,000%. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, right? And no weapon formed against me shall prosper. We don't play that. We do not. Yeah, it's got me then. I'll get it. Told that person that. Okay. I guess it starts these earths just sometimes feel slow and stupid, just so we just rather communicate with the ancestors and I guess to us Starseeds Earths just sometimes feel. I see what you're saying. Though I get what you're saying, we must go out and network. Yeah. I mean, anytime we start to think like that, where people are beneath us, that's our ego. That's our ego, and it's actually quite harmful, right? Because starseeds are not here to. I was actually talking to someone else in the music industry about this. Starseeds are here to help. You're meant to be a star, right? That's why you are also a part of the star seeds. So if you have the opinions as well of like other people are or like energies and things are slow and stupid, that's your ego. That's a very, 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 very harmful way of seeing the world, right? Our job is to be the frequency of love. It's not to do that. Like you're we're meant to be of service. We're meant to help people. We're not meant to be inside. And my biggest thing is in spirituality, it's quite toxic for everybody to be inside. And there's definitely a time and a place for it. But it doesn't serve anybody when we abandon each other. We literally abandon each other. And then we wonder why the earth is on fire, right? Like God doesn't put, or the universe, God, whatever you believe in, doesn't want us to see each other like that. That was never something that was a part of the plan. It's to be of love, to exist as love, to love fully, to love everybody's flaws and all of these things, to love all of the creatures. Um, And if we don't see it like that, we will never be able to come to a place of true healing because the ego is sitting there telling you that they are unworthy of engagement and all of these things. Like there's a way to maintain your peace, your healing, and your happiness while also respecting and still seeing things in this world, even low frequency, um, with respect, right, for them and just acceptance. Like we have to come to an acceptance, like, but we can't be people who just stay inside and only talk to ancestors. It's very toxic. It's very, very toxic, and we cannot focus on that. It's dangerous. Like yeah, it's quite awful. And the reason why that happens is also because of colonialism and how it seeped its way into spirituality to the point where a lot of spiritual people, even folks who commune with their ancestors, have forgotten their sense of community and navigating those other lower frequencies, right? Uh Not saying that you have to position yourself to like heal other people, but even the mindset, that mindset of deep individualism is what causes chaos in our society. It causes greed, it causes like selfishness. You can be in hermit mode and not be selfish. Uh and that's also why you see a lot of monks and other healers and other spiritual teachers, right? Like surrendering their things and still helping out even when they are in hermit mode, because we are all equal. We are all equal at the end of the day. No one is above anybody else. No one is less intelligent. Like it doesn't, like, we don't get to decide those things. How we navigate them, yes, 10,000%. But we have to realize when we are also judging people from the lens of systemic oppression and racism that is so deeply embedded into our own ancestral practices because of what happened to us, because of what happened on our path. And so we have to release that mindset, right? We have to release it, because there is no true joy. There's no true joy if that mindset is there, because there's no room for it. There's no room for it because it's too low frequency. Um, so we have to have, a better understanding and a frequency of love. Word balance, baby, ashe. Yeah, my ancestors are warriors, 10,000%. Our ancestors are warriors, which means we are warriors, but we're also warriors of love in the truest sense. Um, and an elevation comes when you can surrender to love unconditionally. Love is not conditional. Love has never been conditional. And that's what people have to pay attention to on their spiritual journey. If you are willing to conditionally love someone, you conditionally love yourself, because you also have systemic oppression so embedded into your energy. And not saying you have to go like fall at the feet of someone who, is oppressing you, but you can unconditionally understand that they are who they are, and that we would still not want to cause harm to them because they are still life. Like, that is how we bring peace into the world. We don't, like, and this kind of goes back to the other talk of like an eye for an eye makes the world blind. If we keep hiding instead of going outside and helping and being in our frequency like true warriors that we are, what do we expect the world to be like? It's going to be a reflection of how everyone is acting. If everybody wants to be inside just talking to their ancestors because they think they are above other people, then you have to expect that that is what will come back to you. That will 10,000% come back to you. So when you go outside and you have that mentality and someone treats you the same, and then you have a confirmation bias about it, right? You have a confirmation bias because you manifested that into your life and you are slapped with it in the face. That's you. That's your own ownership, right? You have to do what you like. You have to take accountability for that. But I'm saying, as an activist, as light warriors, as star seeds, as someone who's an activator and does the work that they do with the generational healing, you need to be getting outside and like being really good at recognizing when systemic racism and oppression is embedded into your spiritual practices and have made you so individualistic that you are incapable of unconditionally loving others, which means you are incapable of unconditionally loving yourself. Putting that out there. I get very passionate. In Z School for the Gifted, they know once I start going, I have my moments and my fingers get going, and I just like, you know what I mean? I love you all, but I'm like, we gotta press past this. We gotta press past this. Because that's not joy. That's not joy. That's a trap. That's a full trap. And it's meant to do that to you. I used to think that it kind of sucks I've never fit in, but now I've recognized that reasoning for that and gifts were not ours to keep, but to share. 10,000%. Why would Spirit give us gifts and then want us to can we talk about this? Like, even if you look at, like, I'm not a very religious person, but I was looking at this in the Bible, right? Um, it's the whole reason why people say sometimes money doesn't come back to them because they're not a good steward, right? There's a story of the people who took the seeds from God and then planted and multiplied. And then there's the people who had less of a life of joy, of happiness, and didn't feel God's love because they took the seeds and they hoarded them. They hoarded them And Spirit was like, why didn't you just multiply them? Right? So we have to remember. Thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Hearts, hearts, hearts. We have to remember the intentionality of us being here is not the egoistic, individualist self-reflection of who we think we are. It's not. That's the system. That's oppression. That's your ego. That's not bliss. That's not joy. How are you going to find joy inside if God's creations are outside? Come on, people. Come on. Come on. You know what I mean? Boundless love, baby. 10,000%. Exactly, Zia. I agree with you. 1,000. See. Most importantly, recently got reminded of the unconditional love in the book, The Master of Myself. Yes, unconditional love. Everybody has to operate from that. Martin Luther King and all these other activists did not put their lives on the line and teach us about unconditional love so we could go put our heads in our butts and not be unconditionally loving to others. Is it easy? No, it's really fucking difficult. It's difficult. And that's fine too, but we don't get to hide away just because it got difficult. Imagine if our ancestors before us decided that when it got difficult, they were just going to run away. Some of them didn't even have a chance to run away, they didn't have a choice. We have to honor the privilege that we have to be able to make that decision. And then, if you want to honor them even more, take action and learn how to be unconditionally loving so that you can help the world, leave it better than you found it, not just stay in your house and be so scared and nervous and be ridden with low frequency energy that you're not getting outside to experience life. You know what I mean? People. Word don't match the energy. Yeah, the master of self. It's like, in my opinion, there are not enough people on YouTube who are helping everyone with their videos overcome their ego and being honest, because the system has made it that they have to rely on YouTube to pay for things and all this stuff, and so they have succumbed to not talking about certain things. Like, I've talked to other YouTube creators, and they're like, "Oh, I can't say that on my channel." What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm like, you have a channel full of thousands of people who likely voted the wrong direction, and you won't say anything about equity, but you'll live it on your own because of fear, right? Like, we have to unconditionally love ourselves so we can unconditionally love people. Otherwise, we proliferate a system of oppression, even as people who are in it. You know what I mean? Like, we have to, like, navigate it. Obviously, we have to navigate it as intersectional folks of color, depending on how you identify. But, like, we can't do the same things. We will literally all die. We'll die. If nobody does anything, we'll die. We'll die. And I was thinking about this as I was talking about Z School for the Gifted with some of my friends and, like, ZTV. The whole reason why I'm bringing on Big Mama's Preserves, which is one of my friends, to teach people how to can things, is because also socioeconomically in the US, farmers are acting so dumb. They are burning, like, they're not even dumb, but just, like, angry, right? I don't like to use those words. They're acting so angry that they're burning their crops. This is gonna keep happening, which means there's gonna be more and more food deserts. So I need all of you to be tuning into Z School for the Gifted so you know how to can and like do all of these things so that you know how to take care of yourself, because it's unconditionally like loving yourself, loving humanity. And also, you never know, these skills can save someone else's life one day because you decided to can a bunch of food and now there's a bunch of hungry people, right? So I'm getting so passionate, y'all. How am I gonna sleep tonight? How am I gonna sleep tonight? Um, but I just, like, I get riled up. I don't even like saying dumb. I don't like saying all those things because they're not dumb. Like, this is real pain. This is trauma, but I totally get you. We are royalty 101, right? Like, it's easy to be like, oh, these people are acting X, Y, and Z because that's how it 10,000% appears, but it's like, I'm not mad at them. Like, I'm not mad at them because It's a direct reflection of everybody's complacency in the world and unwillingness to educate themselves and unwillingness to unconditionally love people that they would literally swing the vote another way and let everybody else know that they just don't care. Right? So like the more we all come together and it's like, yeah, maybe if we do say someone made a not so smart decision, it's like, I don't hate you. I I don't yeah, I don't hate you. I still show love for you and I send you love, right? The loving kindness meditation is always great to do during those times because it does not serve us to block each other out because people make mistakes. And so if someone comes towards you and they've made a mistake, it's okay to also allow them a second chance if they have learned their lesson. Doesn't mean you don't have like it doesn't mean you let your guard down or your boundaries down. It just means that like I'm really big on reinforcing better behavior. So if this person really effed up, like the outcome was just not hot. And the way I kind of see it is like an outcome is not hot or not a great decision if you cause trauma to somebody else and yourself. Like if you fall into that category, not so hot, right? But it's like if they're back and they're like, I don't know why I did that. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to reinforce the fact that you're being honest and authentic now. Um, I am going to take things slow with you, but I am going to reinforce the good behavior because I'd rather see that than you burning things, right? Um, so it's always a pleasure to communicate, laugh, listen, learn, and share stories. I was just about to go to sleep, decided to say hola. Later, Z, sweet souls, trying my best to be there. Yeah, we can't wait to see you again. The farmers are getting paid to burn their crops so that they can claim that there's food shortage. Well, even farmers were burning their crops because they were promised money and they didn't receive money. So then they got angry and burned it anyways. Yo. I just like in class. Thank you for your knowledge, Z. Absolutely. I appreciate y'all just hanging on, especially when I get passionate because I love this work so much. And like folks talk about having a YouTube channel, and I'm like, can everybody just be on YouTube and just be truthful so we can all love each other and make it honest and stop hiding away. Stop hiding away. Like sometimes I get really like upset when folks are like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit back and, um, like observe and like just eat my popcorn when situations are on fire." And it's like, I can't, my heart doesn't allow that to happen. It doesn't because anytime there is someone who is in pain and in hurt, and that's exactly why I'm an activist. Like I will never, ever just let someone fall. Because when I start doing that, an eye for an eye. Like, that's the opposite of what we need in the world, and even if I'm tired and exhausted and I feel like no one's on my side, doesn't mean I'm not gonna be on their side. Am I, like, going to be cautious about it? 10,000%, but I'm still an activist and I still unconditionally love people. So, you know what I mean, folks? You know what I mean? I didn't eat my soup at all. It's real cold. I'm probably not even gonna eat it anymore. I'm too riled up. I wanna have my orange juice. I'm gonna have my orange juice. Um And also, just to announce on Friday, my activist friend Azure Stewart, who also did the Spirit Babies conversation with me, is going to be going live on ZTV with me, and we're going to talk about power dynamics in society, which is a great segue into that. Um, because we want to do it on the 4th of July and it's important to talk about it so that people can recognize it. This is like literally the perfect transition into that and I just love that you all are open to sharing and growing and healing because it's important. Spirituality is not the only thing in your life. It's not. It is a part of who you are, but you are 10,000% a part of this world. And if you are not actively trying to change it or bettering it, you are part of the problem. And it's like my pet peeve, like I don't think anybody should be calling themselves light workers, star seeds, like any of these energies, unless you're actually helping the world. If you're not helping the world, why are you here? Because from everything that I'm seeing, like all these energies are also here to help. But if you're not helping, what are you doing? I want you all to reflect on that in your journals, right? Like allow that to be a part of your freedom practice. I go out and be free in life so that I can also have the capacity to come on here and help. I allow my mind to be free so that I can give downloads to other activists, right? Like there's a reason, like how are you actually helping in the proliferation of unconditional love and justice and equity in the world? Because we can talk about that all day, but I'm like I hear so often people are on YouTube and just like, it's hard for me to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, you're overstimulated. You're overstimulated. And you're too far in the ethers. You forgot about the world that's underneath your feet and how we still have to be present in this. We can still have fun, right? Like 10,000%. We should all be having fun within our spirituality, but as I think it was King Grizzly said, like our gifts are for the world. They're for the world. The minute you try to hog them for yourself, you are selfish and you are in your ego. Um, so how can you shine your light a little bit brighter, even if it means going out and saying hello to some people today, or donating some things, clearing out your closet, going to volunteer at a food bank, right? How are you helping? You all need to be helping. There is no world without help. I started a YouTube channel sharing my light language. I love that, sharing my voice. I think it will help some people. Not, I think it will. It's already helping. When you have that intention of I'm ready to help, like I'm ready to serve, there's nothing you can't do, and there's always going to be people who find it. And just be consistent and share your gifts. They're meant to be shared because there's always going to be an audience for you. There's always going to be an audience because the way you articulate something versus the way I articulate something is going to be very different. And so there's going to be people who are naturally going to gravitate to you. Hey, would you say that all things that someone experiences is a direct reflection on self or possibly random stuff? And if so, for what purpose? Everything is energy, so of course it's a reflection. Um, in that case, because the universe is so like numeric, but at a basic level, we are all made of energy, and like energy always finds like energy, and that's the easiest way I can put it, and the easiest way to understand it. So if you are a happy person, you will see joy reflected back to you. Um, and like I do feel like that can kind of collide with humans' free will, right? Like we have the universe and we have humans' free will, but then we also have things that are predestined. But then there's multiple possibilities because of the different timelines that aren't really time, but you know what I mean? So every action has a direct and corresponding reaction. Um, so nothing is random. It's impossible for things to be random. If you're looking at the scope of the universe and even mathematically, nothing is random. And if you even if you look at spiritual numbers and things like that, nothing is random. Dates 108, 1008, like all these things. It's all mathematical. When I said the earth just seems so stupid, I was responding to one of the people in the okay, who was saying that they were tired of the slow density. Someone else saying that they were tired. Oh, thank you for clarifying. Totally fine. But I love that you said it anyways because it put me on a whole rant about unconditional love. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you said it. I appreciate you clarifying. I can barely follow the comments. So, and that was not directed at you. That was like a for the collective whole. Everybody has to like be in a state of unconditional love. And if it felt like it was directed at you, I apologize for that. I go on my passionate rants. Um, nothing is by chance or coincidence. Someone else said 15 minutes ago that they would prefer to talk to the ancestors. Oh, yes, 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 they did. And so I responded that yes, Earth sometimes just feels slow to us starseeds. Oh, okay. Thank you for explaining. I was wondering what that comment was. Okay, thanks. Because also sometimes in the feed they come out of order. And so I don't always know what the heck I'm reading. So I appreciate you piecing that together for me because I was like, wait a minute, we all need to talk about this. Um, Totally not attached to you, but just in general, for anybody who needed to hear that, right? Yeah, I agree. It's all a mirror. We're creating all of this mind blowing. Yeah, we are the strongest creators. That's why it's like you don't have to fear. You don't have to fear that things are going to work out for you. If you are continuing to do the work, doing your affirmations, staying high vibe, being in a beautiful community, um, things will naturally work out for you. Um, wouldn't that also imply that we could reflect our opposite um reflection? I mean, not necessarily, but kind of, not necessarily. You attract what you are. But if you're looking on like sometimes, with like anatomic levels, like usually you can attract things that would kind of complete because like things don't like to be incomplete, but it would depend on the state of the matter itself, right? So like you are a whole and complete being, and so you would reflect back to you who you are. Um, you wouldn't necessarily always reflect back to you your opposite because you are also whole in a sense. And with twin flames, even though they are said to be one flame, they still go through the journey of wholeness and completeness before they can come together. And they're technically not opposites either. Um, because, but I mean, there is the balance of like life and death and things like that. But I do feel like that. So technically, yes, but it would like have to do with the state of the matter itself. In order to learn an opposing lesson like a magnetic repulsion or attraction. Yeah, like it have to like the state of the thing that is either acquiring or reflecting something outwardly, that state would depend on what it would reflect back. But we are in the human state, so it's quite different than if like we were just looking at ourselves on an atomic state. If that's making sense. Off topic, when is your birthday? My birthday's December 3rd. December 3rd. I'm turning 36 this year. Why do you ask? I'm a Sagittarius, Leo rising, Aquarius moon, and I have a stellium. And I love my chart because as a Sagittarius, my entire thing is actually a bow and arrow. I was like, well, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I love when people have shapes, but when I saw that, I was like, I'm literally a warrior, even in the stars. A bow and an arrow. I have bows and arrows like all over me. Um, Before I even knew that, I had the tattoos. Um, King Grizzly, why do you ask? Why do you ask? I really need to get going, but this is just such a riveting conversation. I love talking about these things. I love it so much. Like, seriously. I'm gonna go watch The Flash, except I won't because I'll get overstimulated. Um, but yeah, I mean the universe and quantum mechanics and quantum physics is just it's quite impressive. I was actually just talking to my sister about I was like, "Hey, do you remember when I was a mathlete?" She was like, "I forgot about that." I was like, "Yeah." I was nerding out for a minute. I feel like I like to call this era the rise of the nerds. Like we masquerade in our spirituality, but really we're just like a rise of the nerds. That's what I like to call this time, right? I think you're getting a birthday present. I hope so. That'd be great. I love presents. I love surprises. I do so much. I'm such like as much as quality time is one of my things in love languages, like gift giving and acts of service are up there. Like they're all pretty up there for me equally. But like if you can quality time it and give me a gift at the same time and also do something else, it's like, oh, I'll marry you right now. Dopest. My logically apprehensive mind was taking over. No, you should question. You should question. Always question. That's how you become an inventor, right? Like inventors um weren't inventors because they sat on their butt and copied everything else that people were doing, right? Like you need to be questioning everything. And I'm the type of teacher who's like, question me. I don't care. This is how we all learn. It's the only way we grow. When you question everything around you. That's why I love when kids are like why does this happen? And it's like, let's sit here for 50 minutes and like talk about all your whys because let's get enlightened. Let's be enlightened. I think you can attract a lot of what you don't want. Yep. So you can learn what you do want, need, enjoy. 10,000% Angela hits it on the nose. Yeah. That's why retrogrades are so fun at the same time. Like as chaotic as they can be, they're fun because you're like, how the fuck did I do that? You're like, oh no, that's how I am. I'm like, oh, this energy's coming back. Let me just go. Michael, I need help. Not to complicate things anymore. No, it's not complicated at all whatsoever. I love it. I love this kind of stuff. I wish we were all by the campfire. Manifesting it. I'm a native doctor. I have a nonprofit for. Oh, that's beautiful. I have published 7 books on Amazon, all about helping and healing people. I am also a beautician, so my businesses are of service. I love that. I love that. I love that you're working with single mothers. I did not the same thing, but kind of I would volunteer a lot, but mostly at shelters where there were single mothers so that they could have time to go um balance their lives. Working with single mothers is really needed because it takes a village to raise children. Um, and they need a break. They need a break, and children also need a break, right? And they need some normalcy, but it's also important when you do that work or when folks like me do that work because then we also teach the children and the family that they're not alone in this world. And that gets missed a lot. And church this weekend, the church is so miraculous. I feel like they do like a baby dedication, like when new babies are born, everybody kind of prays over them, but they also say this thing about like how everybody in the community is gonna help take care of them, like no matter what, like they're not going through parenthood by themselves. And so that's what that kind of reminds me of. It's so needed. I love that you've written so many books. I want to know all about them. I love that. That's so beautiful. This is so awesome. It's been on my mind for a while. I can so see the Sag in you, your zest for life and your magical ophiuchus. Yeah, I am. Yes, I am in that range. I'm definitely in that range. I love being a Sagittarius. I like my Leo. I've learned to balance out my emotions quite a bit. And Leo rising, like have been stepping into that the last 4 or 5 years. My Aquarius moon has always been around, like just in terms of my activism and helping people and my creative side and being a problem solver. Um, it's yeah, when you understand your own astrological chart and even your like Vedic one or human design or life path and that kind of stuff, like it's invaluable because you get to know like who you are on so many different so many different levels. But I love life. And I tend to like a majority of my chart actually is mostly earth. It's like, I don't know, 57% earth. And then I think it's water. I think fire is actually the least when it comes to everything. But a lot of my friends are earth signs. A lot of them are earth signs, which I enjoy because they're like very steady. Like we balance each other out really well. Even though I'm very grounded, obviously I'm very free. And a lot of them who are heavier earth signs, like they need that sense of freedom, but they also don't need someone in their life who is going to be off the rails all the time. And I'm not the type to be off the rails, or if I know I need to have those moments, I'm going to do it by myself without them. Because I'm like, okay, what is my Sagittarius energy going to get into today? You know what I mean? So it's all balance, all having fun. I love that, all learning, all evolving with compassion, acceptance, love. Yes. Makes my heart sing. Yeah, I love that. Um, word to the max on that. Most righteous. I love that. Um, so cool. We are royalty. We really are. I think it started to feel like we give so much in our daily lives, especially if we have jobs or businesses that are acts of service. I believe we feel that we're just not appreciated, so we hide. Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely a feeling of being rejected and being different, right? Like because there's not a lot out there, or at least when all of us were kind of coming into the world and growing up, no one really knew how to acknowledge us being different unless you were a top secret governmental agency who knew for a very long time. But it's it can be challenging, because we do give a lot and we love giving a lot and we love being in that energy, but we've also been subjected to a lot of awful things. But in that journey comes a lot of light and liberation of ourselves and other people, so we can share our story as well, which is why it also happens. Because this chat only allows you to write so much, yeah, in the comment box. My comments are getting broken up, so you're only speaking about half of a comment. There's a whole other half to that comment. Yeah, I know. I wish we could all be in person so I could hear like the full thought. Rock your Sag back. See, I have multiple Sag placements. And Leo Rising and Javo Astro. I love that. How is your life right now? I love it so much. I wouldn't change myself for the world. What's everybody else's signs? I feel like, yeah, Sagittarius is just always great. We're wild. I appreciate that my chart though is balanced with so much earth, because if I had more fire, I would get nothing done. I would get absolutely nothing done. Um, Yeah, like I totally wouldn't, but I love like when it's Sag season, like I also just love holidays and I love fire. Like I love all the elements, but I like really love fire. Like if I could be fire twirling while doing this, like that's such a Sag thing to do and I would totally do it. I would totally, if I could figure out how to do without catching things on fire. Um, because I also used to do like Polynesian dancing and poi and things like that. So I'm like, I'm this close to being able to be a fire twirler. This close. Would you all watch? I think you would. I definitely know we are here to be all of service, and my business is all of service. And yeah, jobs growing up as a teenager, we're working with mentally challenged and physically challenge. Yeah, it's like once it's on your path, you start to realize when you look back, like we've always been helping. We've always been helping, and you're like destined to keep helping. Um, 10,000%. Yeah. I was thinking about that too recently. I was like, I've always been involved in nonprofits. I've always been an event planner. I've always been helping at shelters. I like dancing at hospice, helping, folks who are a little bit older in age get around. I did like some chef things to make food and help deliver it. Like we're always of service more than we think. That's why we're here, because the world needs us. Life is looking upper Q or just upper. Leo, Virgo, Sun, Cancer rising. Ooh, Libra moon. Also have a stellium. So fun. I love that. So are you you're a cusp? Um, How is it with Cancer rising recently? Because you just had some strong Cancer energy. Libra moon. I love that. Just all about balancing. Um, I'm a Taurus Gemini cusp, May 19th. Taurus rising Capricorn moon. Oh, you got a lot of earth. Do you ever feel like um moving like this? I always wonder. I don't know how to explain it energetically. Like I feel like Taurus energy is very steady and intentional. And you have a Capricorn moon. Are you really good with money? Are you really good with money? I'm curious. I always want to know. I always want to know. Capricorns are great. All the signs are great. I'm trying to think what my life experiences have been with signs. Um, my ex-husband was a Libra. Uh, one of my exes was a Scorpio. That was I lost myself in that one. I was like, I'm drowning. My Sagittarius fire was like, oh no. Um, actually, two of my friends are Virgos. The other ones are Capricorns. I don't remember the other people, to be honest. Um, I don't think I have any friends that are Cancers. I had one friend that was a Gemini. Like my energy doesn't like go towards them very much. I'm not quite sure. It's been incredibly transformative moving into my North Node aligning. Yeah. It's so cool, right? My comment wasn't broken enough, so you're only talking about half a comment that I have is floating around somewhere in this chat. I definitely know we are here to be of service. Yeah, I like honestly this I like I I never know what's happening on here. That's why I'm like just we're just gonna be in the flow. It's never directed towards anybody unless someone's literally acting up, then I will like say something. But like I will have whatever reaction to the comment based on whatever I see here, which may not be the full story. It is what it is. Thank you for your patience. um are all of you in relationships or some of you not in relationships? I'm curious. Also, are you manifesting relationships? I really want like a macaroon. I love macaroons, but I also love to bake and things like that. I really wish I ate my soup, but not really. Um, I was thinking the same things about Earth Sign C. I used to wonder why I was always so drawn to fire as a child on into adulthood. Now I know my Saturn return was wonky, not righteous. That's so funny. Um, yeah, I'm heavily drawn to earth signs. Like it does not stop. It does not stop. Um, just is what it is. Earth signs and fire signs. Um, or like people who present that way. And the Virgo thing is new actually. Married 9 years. Oh, fun. I love that. I loved being married. Some people don't like it, but I really enjoyed it. I feel bad now because my comment broke enough, so you just spent almost 15 minutes talking about half a comment. Maybe somebody needed to hear all that. No, everything happens for a reason, right? As we were talking about earlier. Nothing happens by chance. Not a coincidence. That's why if it's in there, I'm commenting on it. I'm totally commenting on it. No, it doesn't like, yeah, don't even feel bad whatsoever. I'm just chit-chatting. Oh my gosh, we're almost at 2 hours. I should probably go. Um, Tell me more, people, about your relationships. I'm gonna do a separate live on relationships. And my friends and I who did the last love live got a little iffy. We're gonna be doing another one. I'm really excited about it. I'm single as of now, and that's coolio. My glasses, I hate it. Ow. It hurts. Yeah. Enjoy life. Whatever you want to be. Whatever you want to be. You learn a lot when you're single. Definitely. I don't even know how long I've been single. How long have I been single? It's 2025. I don't know. Maybe almost 4 years. A while, I think. Something like that. Um, because I think I don't even know. Um, well, it's fun. It provides safe space to heal and grow, and has also presented many challenges that sucked at the time, but also helped me grow. All happening for me. Exactly. Everything happens for you, not against you. We're all here for soul expansions. I've learned a lot. Totally different person. So grateful we are still together because it was tenuous for a while. Yeah. One of my coaches, they talk about, the phases of relationships, and if, you can continue to make it to, through the winter seasons. It's not called winter, but that's what I'm calling it because that's how I visualize it. Through the winter seasons, and you make it past, all your lust and all those things, you're so much stronger, and then you'll go like it's cyclical. Relationships are cyclical. So if you can prepare for that and know that, then you can also remember that there's good times ahead. But usually when it gets hard, that's when people leave. The Taurus generally thinks things through, but the Gemini has me communicating all the time. That's so true. Capricorn and Gemini battle when it's something I want, but I do know how to save. I'm single as well. Ah. That's so funny. Communicating all the time. Geminis are definitely like that. So are Virgos, I feel like. Um, I like a balanced Virgo. Capricorns are just, they're so funny. I actually don't have a lot of Capricorns in my life right now, different earth signs. Um, yeah. And I feel like it flip-flops. I feel so there's still going on. Read the rest of your comments and then you'll understand exactly what I was saying. The comment was broken up. No, don't even worry about it. I have no idea. They don't come in any, like, who knows? Who knows what happens? But yeah, enjoy being single. Why not? Right? Uh After a while you get pretty comfortable in it. Um as long as you're not like getting too comfortable and you actually want something else, you know, then it's like, yeah, definitely, definitely time to heal and try something new. I've been in that trap before. Like, oh yeah, I definitely want this. And I'm like, do you? Because look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing. Um, And you just keep going. You keep healing one day at a time, or just enjoy being single. And I also think, sometimes during spiritual awakenings, I'm starting to yawn now. I definitely need to go. Um, it's easier to be single unless they're awakening at the same time. Because you can awaken separately and then like come together and move. But like when you're doing all of that healing, I feel like that's when it gets really rocky. But like catching it in the right cycle is what I mean. Catching it in the right cycle because I mean you should be able to grow and heal together in relationship. You have to. It's impossible. What if you're ever in a is anybody? No, hope none of you are in a relationship where you feel like you can't grow together. You should leave that relationship. Um, but everybody should be able um to heal and grow together. Can someone in the chat let her know them? Wait, you can hear me, right? I know, I totally understand you. That makes sense. Take the time and enjoy discovering yourself. Yeah, just enjoy yourself. Life is meant to be like a, you go walk the promenade, just, and make an impact. We're used to like struggling and being in that energy because that's what we're taught. But we can make a huge impact when we're not like that. Spiritual teachers do it all the time. And artists, and I mean, I feel like artists have different paths. But I also feel like it's depending on the industry that you end up in that kind of taints you and takes away your life. But I feel like it's not so much the same with spiritual teachers because they're spiritually led and the environment is different and they don't go into those types of areas. So it's interesting. um an intimate relationship with self so I can become what I'm asking of my partner, and more so we'll be able to continuously grow together. See, as I was typing, you were saying what I was thinking. I love that. We're always so tapped in. I love that. And yeah, you have to intimately know yourself, like know exactly how you're going to show up, right? Because what is the point of being in a relationship? You're just going to traumatize each other. Like, do your healing so then you can articulate to someone, be like, hey, X, Y, and Z, like when this happens, this is how I usually respond. So I'm gonna like excuse myself and go do my inner child healing because that just triggered the fuck out of me and has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. Or like maybe they did do something and you're like, I need to be able to articulate this in a passionate, loving way and not destroy this relationship and burn it to the ground and like push it away. I'm just gonna burn it, push it away. It's like, why don't we take some deep breaths and just have a conversation? Right? A lot of people don't know how to have conversations. Um, it's really, really hard for them based on how they were raised, their environment, right? Like the conversations are so healing. I love conversations. Clearly. I love conversations. They're just so awesome. Like that's why I'm always talking to my friends and checking out people's comments when I can, and why I design my business to not be email heavy because I don't have conversations with people in email. It's no fun. No fun. I like connection. Everybody should be connected. But I love that though. And like intimately knowing yourself makes for the best type of relationships. You don't have to have it all together when you get together. If you like, that's such a trap too. Excuse me. When people think that they have to be perfect before they get into a relationship, it's like, no, we can actually figure it out on the way if we are both emotionally intelligent and able to communicate with each other. Communication is the biggest thing. And if we're both open to changing and growing and helping each other feel safe, then that just makes this whole nest of an amazing relationship. But if you just keep on sitting saying like, next month I'm gonna be healed enough to, it's like, but you're gonna be a minute. Right? It's like anything in life. It's like, oh, let me wait to post this until it's perfection. No, post it now. Post it now. I can go on a whole nother rant like I did before. Like my podcast, when it came out, I always do one and done. Same thing with Z's TV. Like I never go back and try and like fix all these things because I'd rather post it without being a perfectionist because it doesn't serve anybody. It definitely doesn't serve me. It just makes me feel like I have to edit everything. And honestly, even with content, like some of my best stuff is when I just am manic. And like the ones that I actually try on them, like it's not the same thing because I'm in a different energy because I'm trying instead of just existing and loving. But yeah, an intimate relationship with the self. I like that. That should be a chapter in a book or something, or a t-shirt. I'm in an intimate relationship with myself. You should make that and put hearts on fire on it so people know it came from you. Um, you should love yourself and know how to love yourself before you get into a relationship. Yes, I made a rule on my channel. Once I put it out there, it's out there, and I have to let it go. The perfectionism held me back for a while. Yeah, I'm so happy for you. A lot of people can't do that. You have to let it go. You have to. Like, we only view things as perfect because our ego tells us that we know what perfect is. Let that sit in, right? Like, perfect is fake. Perfect doesn't exist, just like time. Perfect is an abstract concept that, like, someone tried to create and make it tangible because of their ego. Because their ego wanted to understand something, so they made up perfectionism. Isn't that not fun? Isn't that the worst? It's like, wow, I'm really suffering from something fake. Like, when you look at things like this, it's like, not only am I rushing around because of invisible time, but now I'm not helping the world and being myself because of something that doesn't exist. It's wild. Like, when you start to think about it, it's like, oh, I am gonna push love away because of fake things that people project onto me and I believed. So here we are again. Here we are again, back in the same spot, believing in things that don't matter. You build with one another and get in tune into the same frequency eventually. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even you coming together is that you're on similar frequencies, right? And then you're gonna do this kind of within the relationship, but as long as you can, like, be near each other, like, it's normal. You grow together, but, like, as long as you don't give up on each other. That's what's up, Angela. Yeah. I'm human. Love me or don't. I don't get what people think anymore. It's too much. That's freedom for me anyway. Yeah, it's so true. You can't care what people think. I love not caring what people think. It's so fun. It's so, like, I sometimes with my friends I have to, like, drag them out of their shells. And I'm like, give me one more fucking stupid excuse about why you can't do it. I'm like, it's fake. Why are you giving me fake news? Like, what? You're gonna you're gonna not go after your dreams because of some hoot nanny that don't exist. Excuse me. With love and kindness. No, we're doing this together as a community, and then I drag them on things. You know what I mean? And then when I need something, they drag me, and it's great. We should have that reciprocity with dragging and healing each other and being in community, which is like a tangent, but, like, I feel like it all goes back to the same thing. Like, when we intimately know ourselves, we can also spot things in other people because we've gotten to know ourselves. We've gotten ourselves so intimate and, like, oh, hell no, I did that last year. Don't go down that path. Yeah, we need that friend. 10,000%. If you don't have a friend that's willing to drag you, you don't have no friend. You don't have a friend. Like, I'm willing to drag all of you if I need to, just like you would probably drag me. Me too. With love and kindness and respect. Like, we laugh about it all the time. One of them posted something about victimhood, and I just started laughing, and I was like, damn, love you for the drag. It's like, when we see it from that stage, it's like, damn, I'm about to massively grow right now because I just realized I feel abandoned again. It's just life. It's just life. People are so stuck. Like I just want to like smack people's hands. I'm like, what are you worried about? Like, why are you so stuck? Like, get over yourself. Get over yourself. This is fun learning that that sucked, right? Because now you know. Let's all laugh about it. Let's all laugh at you about it. No, just kidding. A t-shirt definitely. Yeah. Oh, thanks. First dibs. Thanks. I'm that friend for other people. I love that. Do you have a friend that drags you? I'm welcome to take that place, right? I really want to. I'm just kidding. Am I? Mm, no, I don't know enough about you, but I will know enough about you if you keep chatting. Laughing with you, not at you. Oh no, I'm a whole ass at you. I love when people say that though. My family knows and my friends. They're like, look at Z laughing at me. It's like, yeah, I'm looking at you, I'm laughing at you. I'm looking at you, I'm laughing at you, and that's never gonna change. Just like if I flopped on my fucking face, I expect you to laugh. If you're like, oh, and I'm like, no, let's laugh about the fact that I fucking ripped my pants. Like that. If you can't laugh at that, I don't want you in my life. I don't want you in my life. Like the other day, my one of my parents was doing something. They were like, um, I need to talk to you about whatever, but they were like eating, and then for like a solid 1 to 2 minutes, they were like burping in between everything they were saying, and I was like, "Excuse me, that's nasty." They just started laughing, and then they're like, "Excuse me, I just," and I'm like, "You're not classy whatsoever. Can you like finish releasing your gas and then come back and tell me what's going on because it's highly distracting, like, and I don't want your gas." Right? It's like everybody should just be having fun. If you can't laugh at yourself, what is the point? Yeah, Angela's laughing. See, I'm all for it. Embrace the sucks. Yeah, all the time. And it's like once you get through the like crappy times, you can't help but laugh, right? Like at least I can. I'm like, I was literally in bed, like, help me, Lord. Help me, somebody help me. And God was like, can you just fucking take a nap and then wake up in a week and realize that this is the most ridiculous thing you've done in a minute? Help! Like, please, will you just pray over your ego and release it? Yeah, I slipped and fell one time in the cafe at my job and no one laughed. Oh my goodness. I would be like laughing. I would be making jokes. I would ask for footage. I would be like, no, 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 no. We're about to live this whole moment. I would make you your own t-shirt of you falling on the ground. So I laughed at myself. Like I just fell on my ass awkward. Sometimes I was like, why would no one laugh? That's like the perfect opportunity for that. We still make fun of so one of my sisters, she's clumsy as fuck. Like just like if anybody's falling, she's falling. But she's actually changed since she had a baby because we all assume that it's like a life at stake. So she got her shit together. But also she's highly caffeinated now. So she's like, I don't feel as like loosey goosey. But like we make jokes when she lived in San Francisco and we had like a party at her house and we hired a DJ. It wasn't really a DJ. We had made a DJ stand and all these things. And it was when Pop Lock and Drop It was popular. And she like pop lock and dropped it into the DJ stand and took down the whole DJ stand. And it was the funniest thing. And we still to this day like make fun of her for it because it's hilarious. She's always falling. Like my entire life I've seen her fall like down the stairs. Like one time my mom leaned on a light switch and she just like bit it like Peter Griffin kind of like kind of fell. And you gotta love those moments. You gotta love those moments when my mom like fell down the stairs. It wasn't a bunch of stairs, but the chair like bent backwards, hella slow, and she like somersaulted backwards. I was like, you had so much time to stop yourself from like falling out of that slow ass chair, but you just decided to like head over, like feet over it. I'm just gonna keep going and somersault this bitch. Like someone say something exactly. Like I'm all for laughing in the moment. Like why not? Why not? I always laugh at myself. Sometimes I'm just laughing at myself for no good fucking reason. I laugh at myself in ballet and nobody thinks it's funny. I'm like, we're not even in like the hoity-toity classes yet, anyways. Like when it starts to get strict, you can't do those things, right? I'm like, can we at least have fun, right? I'm like, that guy is leaping like Will Ferrell, and you're gonna tell me you're not gonna laugh? And he's laughing. Like, I'm like, bro, I just smashed my toe so hard because I Sous-Su'd and landed wrong. People tried to do a sexy dance for my boyfriend once and tried to swing around and pull on my bed frame. People came down, broke a light. What? Pole came down, broke a light. Room went dark, broken glass. That's so funny. I love that. See, these are the prime moments in life. These are the prime. I knew I liked you, right? Oops. See? Clumsy. You gotta just live life. Like, just what is the point? What is the point of perfectionism? There is no point. You just gotta have you have to have so much fun. So much fun. There was a time when I was snowboarding, I was incapable of getting off the lift without causing the biggest fucking accident every time. It didn't matter where I sat, how prepared I would fucking panic and I would feel myself and I would like grab on to my ex at the time and be like, I'm panicking. They're like, you don't need to panic. And I'm like, I'm panicking. And every time I just fucking wipe everybody out. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. And then I would be on the lift by myself, smooth fucking sailing. But any other time, it's like, nah, bro, I'm gonna fall off the mountain if anybody's watching. So everybody better like get the fuck out of my way. Like, get out of my way. I'm um Wait, what do you mean misunderstood me and just went on that whole I did say that. I did acknowledge it. We hear you. I don't know if can you hear us? I definitely acknowledged it like 3 times. So I don't know. I will laugh and then ask if you all right. Yeah. Yeah. We can throw in a are you all right? LOL, King the bed was was high too, so I was I was just crumpled up on the corner of the room after I'm naked. That's so funny. Thank you for sharing that story. I love that we can all laugh about it. I love that we can laugh about it. That's so funny. Uh Everybody deserves to just have fun, right? Just freaking just go live your best life. I encourage all of you, just wake up tomorrow, whatever your heart desires, just do it. Don't even think about it. No, that's wild, Angela. Laughing is wild. Everybody deserves those moments. Angela said it was hilarious. I mean, I can see it in my mind, and I just like I also love pole dancing, and I'm a pole dancer myself. And it takes a whole different kind of grace with pole dancing. There's a whole lot of missteps and and so many things and pole dancing at home is like a whole nother deal, right? It's not the same as being in a studio. There's so many other things that you can hit and just like forget about. But I love that you went with it like you were so convicted. You were so convicted. Y'all are funny. Um, wow. Anything else before we get going? I know I stayed on. This is probably the longest one I've done, but I do want to invite um again all of you to come to Z School for the Gifted or to any sort of event. I'm gonna be doing the My Body, My Choice. Once a month, I think. Once a month or every 3 weeks or something like that. But I'll be dropping dates again soon because folks were asking about it. and I'll be polling in the community tab. Speaking of polling, Angela, I'll be polling other dates for Z School for the Gifted and whether or not I should bring back the business class if people need it. Um, so I will definitely see, and maybe we can figure out some times for that as well. Um, I just want to make sure it suits everyone. It suits everyone, so the most amount of people can come and meet folks in the community and get whatever advice um you are needing. I don't know about this other person. Are y'all reading their comments? I mean, I can see them and I did acknowledge it. So I don't know if they can hear me. You can hear me, right? You can hear me. I've been sitting here um with my chips and dip almost is taken out by tortillas and a good ass. So, see, this is what's so great about being together in community. Also, chips and dip sounds so good right now. They sound so, so, so good. It's with me in this freaking mic. I'm hungry. I actually kind of want tacos. Yes, I'm in good spirits. The smile on face is semi-permanent off the vibes. What is this limp mic? I can't even this thing has been driving me bananas. Might be time. Um you can hear me, right? Just making sure because that person was still talking about it over and over again. So I don't know like if the feed is not coming through for them, but I'm highlighting the things and I acknowledged it. I even apologize for the rampage. So I don't know royalty if it's coming through for you, but hopefully it is. Either way, it was a great rant. It was a great rant, not directed at them, but in general. I don't mind a good passionate moment. It's the name of the game, right? Of being in a community where I can't see you. I can't see you. I can't read your emotions. So I'm going to take your message and interpret it however I feel like. All right. There's no hard feelings. Yeah, you did cover that. You said it was for everyone. Yeah, okay. I'm not, I was like, I did that. I can go back and watch it. Okay, just wanted to make sure. I don't know, maybe their messages or something's going off into the universe. Maybe they're getting calls from starseeds. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Um, Okay, friends, I'm going to head out. Oh, wait, one last question. When are the classes and how much are they? Yeah, Z School for the Gifted is $22. It's very, very accessible. And and it's once a week. Um, so you're welcome to come whenever. Sometimes I do it in phases too, like a journey. And then folks just come whenever they can, but it's once a week, Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And then the business classes, I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to bring those back, but it would be the same price. I have a bunch of other one-on-one coaching services that are a completely different price. But if you're just looking for the classes, there's that. And then I might actually start a monthly subscription for folks because a lot of them come like 4 times a week. And I might throw in like a business thing and things like that. Yeah, she might just take it personally. Yeah. Sometimes it happens on the lives. Wait, 6 p.m. Pacific, not 2 p.m. Pacific. Correct. 6 p.m. Pacific. So 6 p.m. Pacific. Um, So yeah, it's $20. I would love to see you all there. If you missed the beginning, we're doing astral work this week, and the setting is there's a form that you fill out when you go to um sign up, and you can put in questions if you want to, or you don't have to put anything, you can just come. But I will say I prioritize anybody who asks a question. So if you don't ask a question, don't expect to get like plopped into the round of questioning because sometimes if there's not me answering questions and like pulling people up and talking to them and channeling and stuff like that, sometimes if there's not enough time, I don't always circle back around if someone doesn't have a question because also it's like I'm gonna honor the people who had questions first and they get time And then folks who don't have anything, you're welcome to just sit and enjoy and take notes or hang out, like be in community. And then we usually do an activity or some sort of teaching at the end. The last one we did like sigil making, and I also taught them about Prapti Mudra and getting into lotus pose so they can, or lotus asana, so that they could up their elevation and meditation and things like that. So sometimes we do body work, sometimes breath work, sometimes we did sigils. Like it just depends. It's usually aligned with whatever's happening astrologically. So I'll channel whatever I feel like spirit is wanting to come through to help everybody. And that's how I decide what I'm gonna teach. And I'll usually announce it on like a Monday or something. Word. Because if it's later on Thursday, I might actually be able to come. Yeah, it's 6 p.m. Pacific. What time? I don't know what time zone you're in, but not 2 p.m. So 6 p.m. Pacific. Oh, quiet. Yay! Um, I don't know where it would say 2 p.m. There was an old time somewhere, but on Linktree, if you go to Z School for the Gifted, it says the current time. Thanks for telling me that. I don't know if it's on the other website. But it was originally at 2 p.m. I need to go find out where that was. Was it on the Bougie Savage production page? Because that one's still under work. Fair enough. I could be wrong. No, I think one of the classes at some point was at 2 p.m. And I had shifted it back because during the holidays, people were more free during the day, and so they wanted it earlier. And so it was at 2 p.m. and then I changed it to 6 p.m. Pacific because everybody voted for that time because it worked better. But there's also some folks in the UK that are wanting a different time. So I'll see. And I know that there's even some folks in India too, that were asking. So I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. I don't think you're wrong. It's definitely there somewhere. There's so many things. There's so many things I need to. Let me make a note before I forget. I appreciate you telling me. Um, 2 p.m. is a lie. That's what I'm writing. Just kidding. I'll never remember what that is. I'm gonna write it anyways because it's funny. Check website. I'm gonna write t-shirts question mark since we had chat. But yeah, if y'all could be there, it's gonna be so fun. And then you get to meet all the other folks in the community. They're so sweet. They're literally so sweet. All of you are honestly the sweetest things. Everybody always talks about it whenever they come on live. They love all of you and just how good energy you are. Um, and it just goes to show like there's amazing people in the world. Okay. Oh my gosh, it does say 6 p.m. It's just the poster. Okay. Yeah. It was like an old time, but no, it doesn't even matter. Um, but it doesn't even, I'm just gonna go through and check anyway because who knows what's out there. I'd be changing things like this. The picture you had posted above that, my bad. Yeah, so the photo in the platform is probably old. Mudras are most definitely hand yoga. I've literally been reading The Healing Power of Mudras, the yoga of the hands. I love that. Yeah, I love mudras. I work with them all the time. I'm also a yoga instructor. So, I try to teach when I can. I haven't been teaching it lately, but eventually I want to be able to stream it live again and to help people. But I used to like teach a lot in my hometown and do events and things like that. And like do like chakra clearing ones, but I also do stuff for prenatal, and I love yin yoga too. So I teach that as well. Vinyasa and yin. If I could not help and let people I could not feel whole. I am May 5th Taurus. Maybe it's just delayed. Maybe that's what's going on. I used to have overactive heart chakra, but now I have it under control. Ah, I'm glad you have it under control. I'm wondering if the feed is behind because we were talking about signs quite a bit ago. So maybe it's just behind. I might be behind like by like 30 minutes. I don't know. Hi, Christine. How are you? How are you, Christine? It's so great to see you and your bubble. That's dope. Okay. Yeah. Life is amazing. Life is so great when you accept it into your life. Ah, of course. Thanks for the candles. I'm always happy to help. Christine got some candle workings. Yeah, if anybody ever needs candle workings, I'm adding a couple more different types actually. There's so many already, but Spirit's been giving me lots of downloads. And also, I do a lot of different ones. And so I just want to make sure that folks can have what they need. And it comes with, I do like a recorded tarot reading for you. And depending on the candle working, I will go to the crossroads or I'll like venerate certain energies and things like that. But I'll usually tell you what comes through in that reading. But it's a candle working, and I just I did some for Christine. It's so great to see you, Christine. Um, we've been on for quite some time. Yeah, it's definitely behind Leo rising. Now we solved it, everybody. We solved it. I was like, wait, what is happening? I talked about it. Um, that's interesting that it's so delayed like that. I don't know how this thing works, to be honest. King Grizzly says, "Hi, Christine." I'm just proud of everybody for showing up, and I love that you all stuck around and listened through my rantings and things like that. I'm a very passionate person. Whether you call it a rant or a rampage, I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm very passionate about not causing harm to people and operating from community. And there's a lot of things within the spiritual community that I feel like need work. And so I am a warrior spirit. Um, and I have that sword and fiery energy, and that's never going to go anywhere ever. Ever. So I will literally, as my mom says, I will stand on my soapbox and scream until I am blue in the face to make sure that people understand about systems of oppression. I will do it every single time. I actually ended up on the fireplace talking. I didn't even realize it at my mom's birthday one year. She was like, "Why are you?" I was like, preaching to the people. The house was also very haunted. We were in an Airbnb. For some, there may be a slight lag. Yeah, I think so. Um, because it even lags when it comes in. Like I realize that some folks, their comments are pretty fast, but then for other ones, it's so I never really know. I'm like, should I wait or is it just like, no? Passion is what drives us. 10,000%. I wouldn't have the business that I have today unless I was passionate. And I fought tooth and nail for this business. And it's been my passion every single step of the way because I strongly believe in equity for everybody and I strongly believe in breaking systems. Um, and and so it's what drives me. I feel like if we're not passionate about what we're doing, why are we doing it? There's a lot of philosophical speak tonight on this live, and I love it. We all manifested each other, artists and passionate people and healers and folks like that. I love it so, so, so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And also, for any of the other lives or just in general, there is a link. It's for ZTV. I think it's also in my link tree. If you ever want to submit something anonymously, you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to do that, whether it's like feedback or a question for a live that's coming, like a ZTV live with some of my guests, like 10,000% do it. Um, because I know that sometimes we don't always make, or folks don't always make the lives. So you're welcome to share anything on there. I'm also going to be sharing to the entire YouTube a link for anybody who wants to leave a review, and you're welcome to put your photo or like a little video, because I really want to make sure that one, I always do check-ins. I always do check-ins with people, so I want to know that all of you feel supported, but also your stories and what you've received in this space, and whether or not it's changed your life, could really change the lives of other people. um and so I would love to share your stories across social media to kind of encourage folks to also come do the healing and be a part of an amazing community. There's a lot of Leo rising signs as well. Yeah, I realized that. Everybody's stepping into the spotlight with that Leo rising. Leo risings are so fun. I don't have a lot of Leo friends. A lot of friends who are Leo risings. Um, Yeah, that's actually really funny. So all of you are welcome, but make sure that you have your notifications on and you are watching the community tab, because that's where I'm posting everything. And I'm also doing a live poetry event with some other Black femmes in the community in Northern California, which I also posted, and tickets are on sale for that. So if you are around or in the area, or if you happen to travel here, come say hi, and you get to see me and some other beautiful, amazing powerhouse femmes in the poetry space, Black femmes. It's all a Black femme event in partnership with Black Femme Poetry, as well, putting it on. So we're all getting together and sharing our light and making an impact. It's gonna be so fun. And I know some of you live in Northern California and are coming because you've told me. And I'm excited to give you a hug and say hello and officially meet you, aside from being behind the comments, because I would like to know more than this tiny square. But I'm gonna head out for real this time, people, because we are pushing on 3 hours, and I would stay here forever. I literally would just stay on all night, and just be like, "Hey guys, are you sleeping over there? Hey, are you awake over there? You're welcome to fall asleep, and I can just talk to you. I can tell you all the great things. You are a millionaire, a millionaire." Nope, that's going to be awesome. Thank you. Bye, Jess. Is that what they say in Finding Nemo? No, they say noggin. And what do they say, righteous? No, I think they do. The main surfer one. I love that surfer turtle. Righteous. That's what he says. I think. I don't know. But that's what that reminds me of. Um, yeah. I encourage everybody to step into the spotlight. I'm not the type of creator to invite people to show up in the community and not be showing up. Boom. Glad I found my way here tonight. Me too, Angela. I'm gonna head out and go to bed and officially maybe eat a snack. It's a little late now. So I might just do OJ, some OJ and fall asleep, but I did go to ballet and I'm ravenous. So I will talk to you all later. I'm sending you so much love and so many hugs. I love you all to the moon. Take care of yourself. Take care of the world. And hopefully I will see you at C School for the Gifted. Goodbye, everybody.